Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am officially back and ready to get back down to business. I hope you all are doing well, and I do want to apologize right up front for this little break the channel has been on thus far. I had a few problems that I had to get assessed and fixed with my computer, but everything right now is all good and dandy. My computer now is back to 100%, and I am now back on my channel at 100%. So I know I missed Tokyo Ghoul, but right now I'm currently getting to that with this live reaction, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But I am really glad to be back because I did not want to miss this weekend also for My Hero Academia, the latest manga chapter, which I will have live reactions and reviews coming for that series. I've already been doing reviews, but live reactions for My Hero Academia are coming as well. And plus with Saturday with the Ruby Volume 5 finale, I'm really looking forward to. But thank you guys so much for your kind words in waiting patiently for me to come back. I promised I would be back by the weekend, and I'm really glad that I kept to my word. So without dilly-dallying and going on more tangents, let's get down to business. Let's dive into the latest Tokyo Ghoul read chapter, because even though this has been out for like 3 or 4 days now, I have not read this chapter. I don't really know what transpires in this chapter. I'm amazed I have not got spoiled on the latest events of this chapter. But the good news for me is I won't have to wait as long for the next chapter like you guys had. I'm going into this fresh. I do know it has to do with Mutsuki, Urie, and Saiko. It's been hinted at with the ending cliffhanger of chapter 155, but I'm really glad I did not get spoiled. So this should be a treat for you guys. I'm looking forward to talking with you guys about what transpired and what went down in chapter 156. So without further ado, let's dive into this chapter, which is entitled Uchikawa. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not, but I am on the first page. We have the logo Tokyo Ghoul, and we have Mutsuki's back turned to us where it says, I want to go back. I don't want to go back to those days. So I want to go back. I don't want to go back to those days. I really like this whole page right here. This is very ominous, but it's just simplicity just makes it that much more better. And then at the bottom here, we have the reveal of the cover for volume 14 of Tokyo Ghoul, our boy Hide on the cover. It took some time to get Hide on the cover of a volume, but I love getting to see him there. He's got his classic headphones, and he's also making a little bit of a V symbol with his hand, but that's really cool. Love this first page. I'm just excited to see what this chapter has in store, so let's just dive right into this. Page 3. Okay, so we're starting off with the cliffhanger. That's right, Urie got stabbed by Mutsuki. So we see Mutsuki with her Kagane stretched out, stabbing through Urie, and he grabbed it like a badass and basically just replied with the one-word response, no. Yup, he's still holding on to it. Got a little bit of a sound effect. Uchikawa 156. Or Uchikawa. Probably pronounced that wrong. And then Saiko is screaming, Urie! What's the matter, Mutsuki? You were the one that said you have to kill people to stop them. And she's like hesitant a bit. That kind of shit is so annoying. She has that grin on and then just tosses Urie back across the Dragon Kagane. Just throws him to the side. Next page. Urie immediately gets back up, sliding across the ground, across dragons. And then he says he threw. And then Mutsuki blitzed him, speed blitzed him to where he was and is in his face. Mutsuki, that speed. I don't need to stop you. I just need to get past you. And Urie is shocked by this. Fight breaking out. Okay. Urie jumps up into the air. Mutsuki, with her Kagane, is trying to attack. Urie is flipping. Mutsuki is now up in the air with Urie, attacking. I think he's now back down on the ground again. Mutsuki is now looking at Saiko. All right, Saiko's now entering the fray. Let's see what goes on here. Oh, she's protecting Urie. Our little Saiko is protecting Urie. She just stepped in, arms crossed, basically saying, you shall not pass, Mutsuki. You are not going to do this to Urie. Our little Saiko. Awesome. Muchan, now I'm going to stop you right here because you're family. And she's got tears in her eyes. She doesn't want to do this to Mutsuki, but if it comes down to it, in order to protect Urie, she's going to have to stop Mutsuki. She doesn't have to harm Mutsuki, she just has to stop her. Oh my god. And plus the history involved with these characters, this is tough for Saiko, just to do this with Mutsuki, to her Muchan. So, wow. I really like that panel of her face right there. Really cool. Because you're family. And then Mutsuki just replies back, we're not a family. Anger in her face, in her eyes, just yelling back to Saiko. That's a bar-faced lie, and you know it. Saiko Yonabayashi. My family consists of my shit-eating dad, my shitty mother, and my shitty brother. To my knowledge, I don't think Saiko and Urie know about Mutsuki's backstory, her family, where she grew up. This might be the first time she's actually talking about it in front of Saiko and Urie, so they probably have no idea, no context of what this means. But I'm shocked that Mutsuki is even bringing this up, that she still considers those people a part of her family, and she doesn't really consider the QS Squad, the Chateau, her family, because I feel like that setting, those people were more of a family to her than her actual family she grew up with, because of the abuse, the potential rape, everything that went down in that household that basically broke Mutsuki down to the point where she killed them all. So that's really interesting right there. And she just stabbed Saiko. Hang on a second. This looks like Saiko is taking it. Like she didn't even move at all. She's like grunting, like she took this blow. She is taking the hit. Well, she's protecting Urie, so this makes sense. She's basically being the shield. Wow. Urie's really something, huh? To take this attack with his bare flesh. It hurts. It's scary. She took it. She took it head on. Saiko, I love you so much. Damn, Saiko. What's the matter? And Mutsuki's shocked at this too. On page 9, if you look at her, she's shocked that Saiko took the brunt force of her attack. What's the matter? Do it. Oh my god, Saiko. This panel right here. A lot of emphasis on her boobs right there, but besides that, I love this panel right here. This looks awesome. Do it. And then Mutsuki's still shocked by this, gritting her teeth, grinding with either frustration. I wouldn't say anger because there's hesitation in her. She doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to hurt Saiko or Urie, but in her current mindset, she wants to, or she thinks doing this will get her closer to Kaneki in her twisted mindset right now. She's just screaming, unleashing her Kagane, and Saiko is still taking the brunt of all of this. She is taking the hits in order to break through to Mutsuki. You've seen this in a lot of literature, a lot of manga, a lot of anime. It's a trope in and of itself, you know, standing there, taking the attacks from someone you were very close to, trying to break through to them. So I really do like this, though, just that the fact that Saiko is doing this, and she's just, like, taking it. You can see the pain on her face. And then we have this panel of this arm reaching out. Next page. Urie. Urie grabs, holds Saiko, and he is now taking the brute force of Mutsuki's attacks. I love you, Urie. That is awesome. That eye panel, just zoom in on Urie's eye, staring down Mutsuki. Mutsuki is still shocked by this because she knows these two care about her, but in her twisted way, she's trying to push past that to get them out of the way because something going on in her head. We'll find out, hopefully. But I'm really curious to see how this is all going to get resolved because personally, I would like to see Mutsuki get redeemed because even though everybody hates Mutsuki in some sort of way, I understand Mutsuki. I actually like Mutsuki's character because she's been a great antagonist to follow ever since Rue Island, you know, being under Torso's torture, you know, him breaking into her mind where she had to relive the blacked out memories that she kind of hid away and then just bringing that all back to the surface and kind of rebuilding the fragile, fractured self that she used to be before we found out how messed up she was. So I'm really curious to see where Ishida is going to take all this with Urie and Saiko trying to redeem Mutsuki in some way. I'm very curious if that will be this chapter or a few chapters from now. I'm not sure how long this will last. We have a panel of the Dragon Kagane. Mutsuki's panting. The attack barrage is done for. Saiko and Urie are messed up a little bit. They got bruises and scratches all over themselves. How long are you going to keep up this song and dance? It's useless. I'm not changing. This is what I have chosen. And then Saiko says, Muchan, if this is what you have chosen, why do you look like you're hurting so much? I like this panel of Mutsuki. You can see the fear, the sadness on her face, how upset she is with the fact that she's doing this to Urie and Saiko in that tear coming from her exposed eye. I like this. Wow, how do you look like you're hurting so much? Because she is. She's been hurting since the beginning. We just didn't know it. And we see her cogne retracting back a bit. She falls down to her knees. Huh, it's over now. I should have just died, while Torso had me captive, or when I underwent the QS surgery, or when I first held a knife, or when I was born into that household. I should have just died. And the cogne is just evaporating. Wow, this piece of dialogue right here really dives into Mutsuki's character really well. And this is very similar to Kaneki. You know, he wanted to die multiple times, as it has been hinted at throughout the series, but he eventually grew out of that to where he found a reason to live. So basically, Mutsuki right now just needs that reason to live. Right now, she thinks it's Kaneki, but maybe it'll be something else. We don't know. But my days at the chateau held me together. That is very true. And I also do like the simple touch Ishida put here, showing the damaged shirt where the cogne came out. I'm not sure why. I just like that added effect because the cogne bursts out of their clothing, and I like that that's just an added detail in there. But the dialogue here, my days at the chateau held me together, that it really is true because before everything else, she loved that place. She loved being under Heise. She loved being around Shirazu, Urie, and Saiko. That was her family. And I honestly think she viewed that as her family more than her original family. So that place really did hold her together until everything with Rue Island, her leaving, being under the chateau, and kind of joining Suzuya, and kind of being manipulated by Fureta. So it really did hold her together. I wanted to make things go back to the way they were. Even if I can't get him to turn around and look back at me, I just. This panel, oh my god. Bringing back nostalgia. Heise, Shirazu, Saiko, Mutsuki, and Urie. I love this panel. There's a lot of panels I love in this chapter. I feel like I'm repeating myself. This is awesome. I love this panel. And plus with Tokyo Ghoul anime coming out in April, oh, it's going to be so back to go back and relive the early parts of Ri. It's going to be so enjoyable. So but it's okay now. I don't want to hurt you two any more than I already have. And I can't continue to deceive myself anymore either. She's taking off her eye patch. I am someone that deserves to die. She has her knife out. She's trying, oh my gosh, she's going to try to stab herself. I'm so sorry. She's trying to do what Arima did. Just like either stab her in the throat or cut her throat. We're having Arima 2.0 right here. But this panel's drawn very well as well. Mutsuki, right here, she almost looks like Toka in a way in this panel. Just the way that she's drawn, because this is the most feminine I've seen Mutsuki in a while. Very interesting. So the knife, hang on. Whoa, wait a minute. Did Saiko just step in and stop her? Someone that deserves to die? You gotta be fucking kidding. You know, Saiko. And the knife's on the ground. Shiko loves you, Muchan. Oh my god. The way that's drawn, it really emphasizes just the frustration, anger, and the drive that Saiko has to save Mutsuki. You big dummy, as she's crying. And Mutsuki's just shocked by this, has her Kagane, or Kakugan eye activated. Urie picks up the knife. See? Get it through your head. And he holds it up to Mutsuki. We'll be here to stop you as many times as you need. I swear it. Shirazu. Oh, that's his inner monologue. Oh, that's nice. Urie. Saiko, and she's just crying. Mutsuki's just crying. Sob effects. Gentle tears seep into the Tokyo night. End of chapter 156. Next issue, a color cover. Okay, so we have no hints of what's going to transpire next week, but damn, oh damn. I'm really curious to hear everyone's thoughts on this because this right here, it's basically classic anime manga trope of basically talking to your opponent, trying to get through to them, and then having the talk no jutsu in a way get through to them. But this kind of held emotional weight. This has been built up for quite some time. I'll dive a little bit more of it into my review. I will have a review out for this guy, so don't worry about that. I will be on track, and you can definitely rest assured that I will be on time next week, or this Monday, in fact, for the next Tokyo Ghoul chapter. But I'm wondering if is this actually the redemption of them getting through to Mutsuki, and now is she going to be all good now? What's going to transpire after this? Are there going to be any ramifications for what Mutsuki has done? Because once they get Kaneki out, I'm really curious to see how he's going to talk and handle Mutsuki and the rest of the QS squad. So that was my live reaction, guys, to the latest chapter of Tokyo Ghoul Re. I'm sorry it is a few days late, but I hope you guys do understand, and I will be on time for the upcoming chapter, which will be 157. So my review for this chapter will be out a little bit later. It will probably be a lot shorter than my other reviews because honestly, I feel like this chapter was very, very short. But until then, I'll talk with you guys later. See you later, guys.